welcome to the Bonsai Matsu YouTube channel. It's me, Scott Martin, and this is the first instalment of the progression series. First bonsai cab off the rank is this beautiful Australian native, a Banksia Marginata mini Marg variety. You see it's got beautiful leaves, it's very big, it's very heavy, it's a bit shaggy, and with this progression series, what I'm going to be focusing on is what I do with this tree at this point in time. So as opposed to a specific technique or process that we go through, it's just the general maintenance approach that I would look at when I look at a tree like this. So first up, when I look at this, I've let this one grow out a little bit. You'll see some of this new foliage starting to extend beyond the canopy, and it's looking a bit what I'd call bush-like. So it's very dense with foliage, and there's no real clear identity of the different segments of the tree or different areas. So that's one thing I want to correct. Also, looking through, there are some remnants of some beautiful old flowers in there as well, which is what I love. But they may get removed, as well as I'm looking at for clusters of growth where there's a lot of growth coming out of the one area, which these are quite known for. So that's some of the work that I'm going to be getting into in just a second on this beautiful big Australian native. So just the main tools I'll be using: a couple of pairs of branch cutters, a fine tip or narrow blade, and a standard pair, and some really sharp scissors too. That's the majority of what we'll be using for this tree, because it is just some maintenance work that's going to get done on the tree now. There's nothing too drastic. So I'm looking along the branch stem, and I look at the leaf pattern the tree makes, which dictates the future new direction of growth this tree is going to have, left and right, up and down. I'm looking at the different areas of the tree that I've got here. I'm going to start working in isolation. So in order to create like a defined area here, I'm effectively going to be putting a sheet over other parts of the tree, working on this one to make my area, my dome, my pad, for want of a better word, and then I'll move on to another section. So rather than doing it all in one smooth fashion, I'm going to isolate the work that needs to be done just down to the localized area. I'm mindful as I work my way through the tree that I want to reduce the length of the branches and keep the internodes nice and tight and short. So when I'm working with some of these longer shoots, I'm pruning them back to the first or second pair of leaves along, and at the base of each of the leaves is a dormant bud that will activate and continue to grow and start to extend from there. So I can build my ramification and structure of the tree by selectively pruning them nice and close to where the new shoot has already originated from. As I work my way through the different areas and levels of the tree, one thing that is in the back of my mind that I'm continually looking for is how can I force taper into the branch. So where I see thicker areas, I'll look at where I can cut that back to try and get the growth a lot lighter as it heads towards the outer periphery of the tree. So it's really important for me with my trees that they continue to taper not only up trunk lines, which is where you'll often look for taper, but really importantly along the branches as well, so we can get that that lightening of structure all the way to the outmost point of the tree. There's no point, as far as I'm concerned, having a really thick branch run to the end and then spread out from there. It's really, I want to look back along that thicker branch and see where I've got a thinner one that I can then use to narrow down and taper as it sort of extends towards the outside of the tree. Okay, so a couple of things with the Banksias. They are Australian native and they can suffer from what's called phosphate toxicity. So you need to be really careful on the fertiliser you apply to your Banksia. I'm not going to go into it too much, but just do your research before you just start automatically fertilising your Banksias. They are prone to getting clusters of growth, so you need to make sure that you manage that. They can get very thick from the external canopy of the tree, therefore get a lot of dieback on the inside of the tree as well. So you just need to be mindful of that when you're pruning. As you can see, this one's now nice and open right the way through. You can see really nice clear areas. They do get beautiful flowers. Where the flower buds grow generally gets a thicker spot on the branch. So you know there's a compromise there. There's a sacrifice that you need to make. But when the flowers all do dry out, they look magnificent. I do these little seed pods that open up. So they're one of my favourite Australian natives of all time, especially this variety with the really small leaf on them. Lovely bark that I can't falter, that develops over a nice period of time. They get the folding of the bark as well. So they're one of my favourite Australian natives and really great to work with. So the progression series I'm basing around its step in the evolution of what will be or is a beautiful bonsai. It's never designed this series of YouTube clips to be a one-stop shop to show you everything or to tell you, because that's not how I believe great bonsai are built. They're done step by step, gradually. And that's what this progression series is all about. So it'll be a range of different trees at different stages of development with different things getting done to them at different times. So just take it for what it is. It's just a step in the evolution of this magnificent tree. In this case, it's this beautiful Banksia Marginata. So thanks for sticking around. Really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you in the next series that comes out very soon. Till then, happy bonsai.